imps, yes?
Right.
And demons did appear. Foul noises sent by the devil. In 1762, a well was being dug. In 1927, a new tube extension. And now, do you see? They're all disturbances of the ground.
I really hate the word punk, and I hate the sort of sentimentality that creeps in when you talk, you know, people tend to talk about that time.
The Bromley contingent was Susie Sue, Steve Severin, Steve Bailey, Sharon Heyman, Simone Thomas, Billy Broad, who went on to be Billy Idol, myself, and that was the main nucleus. Usually on a weekend, like a Friday or Saturday night, we'd all get done up and go to Bromley South station and go up into the West End. When we became friendly with Susie, she had discovered this club called Louise's, and she decided that we were going to all dress up fantastically and just go up to this club on a Friday night in the West End, because we all have very particular individual styles, myself and Susie and all those people connected. Mine came from cabaret and from Christopher Isherwood, that kind of thing. Susie's came from a kind of 50s, 60s, Matrice kind of glamour.
I was well into stilettos, and I think I discovered Sex, the shop Sex then. So I had things like, and also She and Me. That was cheap S&M gear. But I always liked the black, shiny black. And I was always attracted to dark-haired women. I liked the Marilyns and that, but I was really attracted to people like Carolyn Jones and Theda Bara, Louise Brooks, and also Betty Boop. And I mean, there's so much gone into what I look and why I look. And part of it is to be threatening looking. Part of it is to be confrontational.
If you look closely, you'll find a little swastika on it somewhere.
One of my accoutrements was an armband with a swastika, which was purely out of high camp, nothing else.
I didn't know quite what the effect it was having on people, except when we would go to Louise's, and the DJ was a Jewish lesbian, and people would go down wearing swastikas, and she'd have like a fit. I didn't actually get picked on particularly, because there's always other people in the group to like stand up for you, particularly Susie, who was fantastic. I grew up in South London, first of all in Catford, and then when I was about 9 or 10, I moved to Bromley. As a result of being in secondary school and living in Bromley, I had a nervous breakdown.
So messed up, I want you here.
It felt just very suburban and anonymous. But also there's another sense of kind of perviness, of kind of what goes on behind the net curtains, and who's doing what to whom, all very undercover and sort of twilight.
And I'll lay right down in my favorite place.
I think Berlin was just finding out about his own sexuality, and it was like doing this all the time. And there's a lot of people are finding out about what their sexuality was as well. We just thought, I know what, let's really give them something to talk about.
Now I wanna be your dog.
Let's go into that stupid pub. I'll take you in on a lead. You can wear your black cat suit and I'll put a dog collar on you. And I'll wear my pink stilettos with see-through bits and a big dress and blah, blah, blah. And I'll walk in, order you a bowl of water and myself, like a vodka or something. And I'll order you to sit and drink. And we did that. We just went deadly quiet in the place. I mean, they gave us a bowl of water. And I was saying, I must for my dog. And of course they thought, oh God, has she escaped from somewhere? And of course they complied with us. We were in control of the situation, had our drinks, and I said, come on, walkies.
And he had a dog with collar on.
with a dog's chain round his neck and a little bit of leather where you hold onto the dog light at the end. There's nothing good about that, is there? Now look, here he is.
Well, it must have been my 16th birthday party, Berlin's baby bondage party. This was in Plaistow Grove, Bromley.
It was called Sex Olympics, I think. All the Pistols were invited and various friends, and this was in a suburban house whilst his parents were away, and on either sides were busybodies.
People just came and drank and took sulphate and fucked and drank and took sulphate. They were fucking on the hall, in the bath, in my mum's bed, in my bedroom, in the garden, in the front garden, in the garden path. Wherever they could, they did it. It's fantastic. I've never seen purple sheets splattered like that. And my parents used to have these awful, what do they call them? Polystyrene tiles on the room, and there was Susie's whip marks all across them when they came back.
What are those scratches? What could have caused them?
Kids?
Well, they must be bolder than in your young day.
Well, I certainly think the aggression that was around, and which came through a lot of women at the time. I mean, someone like Patti Smith certainly had that, and also this like ambiguity of being not masculine but boyish as well, and lesbianism as well. And I think that's always a very, I always like to leave that open. It doesn't bother me at all what someone's sexuality is, and it shouldn't bother anyone at all. It's none of their business.
What's your dress made from?
It was a lot of very separate, almost unconnected people that were connected in one way, in that they were they wanted to do something about not being happy about the situation they were in. It was a great time for making something out of nothing. Money didn't mean anything, and hence, you know, you had the idea whereby you could invent yourself out of nothing.
You tried to get a band together?
Yeah, I did the 100 Club, the punk festival. Susie and the Banshees.
What did you sing?
The Lord's Prayer via Twist and Shout, Knocking on Heaven's Door, and a bit of Deutschland, Deutschland über alle.
And who was backing you up?
Sid Vicious on drums, Steve Spunker on bass, Marco on guitar, and me just doing the vocals.
Are you a singer?
Yeah.
Had you sung before?
Not on stage, no.
Did you think that was important?
No.
The whole punk thing was the people on stage were the same as the people off stage, and the people off stage often form better groups than the people on stage.
I went into the A&R department and said, who are these crazy guys, man? I mean, who are they? This is the Sex Pistols. We just signed them. They're tremendous. And my first actual plug for them was after all this, was by phoning up the Today programme and speaking to Mike Housego, the producer. It was a really tense decision. They phoned me and said, yes, we'd like to use the Sex Pistols. You know, will they be okay? I said, I'm sure they'll be all right.
I am told that group have received £40,000 from a record company. Doesn't that seem to be slightly opposed to their anti-materialistic view of life?
The more the merrier.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell me more about it.
We fucking spent it, haven't we?
I don't know, have you?
Yeah. It's all gone.
Really?
Down the boozer.
Really? Good Lord. You are serious? Beethoven, Mozart, Bach and Brahms have all died.
Ours, aren't they?
Really?
Oh,
what are we saying, sir?
Wonderful people.
Are they?
Oh yes, they really turn us on. What do they do?
Well, suppose they turn other people on.
That's just their tough tricks.
It's what?
Nothing. A rude word. Next question.
No. What was the rude word?
Shit.
Was it really? Good heavens, you frightened me to
Oh,
death.
all right. See,
What about you girls behind?
He's like your dad, isn't he, this geezer? Your granddad.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were doing.
Always wanted to meet you.
Did you really?
Yeah.
We'll meet afterwards, shall we?
You dirty son. You dirty old man.
Go on, you've got another 5
You
seconds. Say something outrageous.
You dirty bastard.
Go on, again.
You dirty fucker.
What a clever boy.
What a fucking rotter.
Well, that's it for tonight. The other rocker, Abel, and I'm saying nothing else about him, will be back tomorrow. I'll be seeing you soon. I hope I'm not seeing you again. From me, though, good night.
The whole idea that it was some camaraderie of a movement really appalls me. And I really didn't like a lot of bands around at the time. I felt nothing to do with them. I found there was a lot more rock and roll to a lot of bands at the time than we certainly ever were interested in.